Hello, Sangha. Welcome to the Abbots Address. Today is Tuesday, October 27th. So I didn't get an address uploaded yesterday because I found myself with a major headache, which fortunately is gone. So here we are today. So one conversation that seems to want to happen is to talk a little bit about Ango and how we have it set up the way we do in terms of being a 90-day training period, and how can we call it an intensive training period if we actually do it for about half the year, because we do 2 Angos a year. Well, this is a traditional form. The 90-day practice period is something that would be recognizable and known by any Zen center in this country. At least that's from a Japanese lineage for sure, and definitely for any Zen center in Japan or temple or monastery. And again, it harkens to, in the stories about it, it harkens to the time when the rainy season would hit in the monsoons and so on, and the early Buddhist community would gather and do a time of intensive training. And then when the season changed, then they would wander around as they were wont to do and spread the Dharma and practice and then gather again. So, I mean, that's how it is. It's not an arbitrary thing. In the course of my own training as a student, they were always 90-day Angos, and so that's how it's been for me since I entered training. So the question here is, how do I maintain an authentic intensity for that long a period of time? And I would like to assert for you that that's a really, really important question for you to find an answer to. It's absolutely critical that you learn, that I learn, that we understand how to be committed to something for a long haul, because that's what Zen training is about. Zen training is not something that we just sort of have this pop of awakening and then suddenly we're enlightened forever and all is well. It would be nice, but it's just not like that. I mean, the fact is that this is a whole lifetime practice, a whole lifetime training. So the arc of one's training is a long haul kind of thing. So the question, the opportunity here is to say, well, how can I realistically and truly, step it up for 90 days? So there's some wisdom that's gained here by engaging it like this and by holding oneself to the commitments that you've made. One thing that I can say for sure is that I make organizational decisions about what's happening. So when I would approach an Ango as a student, I would look at my responsibilities and schedule, and then I would look at my current state of practice, and then I would say or see, how can I kick it up a notch here? What's realistic? And then I would set it up as a major priority in my schedule. And for me, I don't know, this might not be for you, but for me, it literally goes in my schedule. So I'm going to sit at this time every day or however it is. And then, maybe do one meal a week in Oryoki style and set that in there, And so it goes in the schedule just like a business appointment or a gig or a doctor's appointment or what have you. So it's actually in there for me. So I never found success with this stuff just sort of randomly thinking that I'll kick it up a notch. For me, when I commit it to writing, when I put it in the schedule, it's done. And then I would look at the retreat schedule and see what's on offer at the temple. Of course, with the new classes that we have, having those on offer on Sunday morning, boom, you make it there a little bit early each Sunday, and you take in the teachings that are happening. Let's say you can do that. That's a way of increasing the intensity for Ango, along with selected reading. So all the things that I talk about. So that's basically what it is. And I would look at the entire season and say, given the whole season, how many days of session can I participate in? How many special retreats or whatever are there that I can be a part of? What's the weekly schedule that I can commit to? And, life will always intrude somehow and obliterate your plan some way, but that notwithstanding, what's the intention here? And then, when Ango's over, there's an intentional rolling back. And I think that's important too. I will find ways to engage my practice in less formal ways for that and make that more of a value. And it's very important to have this kind of momentum when you're training. If you're always trying to just be completely on it, full out, nonstop, it's just a matter of how long you can persist until you burn out and then you're done with it. See, so there's some thoughts and words about how to make Ango work. Set goals, have them in writing, fit it into your schedule in advance, decide objectively what you can actually do to engage the practice more, participate in activities in the temple more, and be around for retreat as much as you can. Okay, and then the second part, I guess, is don't worry about it too much. If you make it too much of a self-attack, an excuse to compare yourself to your idealized version of yourself in an unfavorable way, we'll cut it out. Just let that go and don't worry too much. So have fun with it, enjoy it, decide how to set it up, get it in the book, get it in writing, and then don't worry about it, but do it all. All right. Speaking of which, now we come to Sesshin this week. So Thursday night Sesshin starts, and I'm very pleased. There's quite a few people registered for Sesshin this go around. I'm very happy about that, and I'm looking forward to practicing with everybody. And just a quick note, I got back 2 days ago from a lawyer's retreat that I was running with Hoshi and a fellow named Josh Carton out in Aspen, Colorado. It went incredibly well. It was nice to work with these folks and share the Dharma and share some Aikido practice and learn something about Shakespearean acting and how all this relates to the practice of law. It's quite something to encounter people that are that dedicated to their profession, but also really dedicated to bringing their whole selves to it. So it was a good time. Thank you, Hoshi, for setting it up, and thank you guys for participating in the retreat. I look forward to working with you all more. Thank you, everybody.